What do you have for sports today?
Well, you said Anthony Edwards. That's exactly where I was going. How about the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road? Now, Denver won, for all the people who don't remember from last year. Denver won. They're the champions, right, of the NBA. Absolutely. They are loaded, got a great group of guys. They continue to be great. But the Minnesota Timberwolves went there, John, and just played, and outplayed them towards the very end. And it was absolutely, you got to give it everything to Anthony Edwards. The guy is absolutely magical. We've been talking about it for a long time. We've said, and I've said on a local broadcast here in Minnesota, you better come watch this kid because he is electric. He is basically the closest thing that we have seen, I think, to either Kobe or Michael Jordan. And that's, it's young. It's still young. The guy's 22 years old. Let's be honest. He's been in the NBA now for 4 years. So this guy's got a pretty decent track record already. He's incredible. I think he's got a lot of similarities. I'm not going to say he's Michael Jordan, but even Michael Jordan says, look, I love watching this kid. He plays both ends of the court. He plays without doing load management like a lot of the clowns in the NBA are doing. He wants to play. He wants to kill him. They ask him, hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to go out there and kill him. Well, he's damn good at it, John. Matter of fact, he had some unbelievable scores, but he has a resume that absolutely is unreal. How about this? He's averaging 33 points against Denver. He's averaging 33 points in the postseason. In the fourth quarter, he leads the league in points scored. He's shooting at 69%. He's 57% from three-point land, and he hasn't missed a free throw. I mean, I don't know. How do you pull it? Do you point to anywhere and say, well, this guy's not, well, he can't, all that. That's not the case. He is living up, and he knows how to rise to the moment. And I'll tell you, it's absolutely amazing to watch. It's been fun to watch for a few years now, and now the rest of the world is getting the opportunity to watch this guy. Everybody's talking about him, not just Michael. But what do you think, John, in terms of where do you place him right now? Because he doesn't have enough of a resume to even close to say Kobe or Michael. But I think there is something to be said about his physique, how he plays, how he takes over games, and the confidence where he wants that last shot and he can make it. I mean, it's amazing what he's done.
Truly amazing, Pete. And he is a powerhouse, an electric guy, a guy that when he sweeps the backboard, sometimes he has to duck to keep from hitting his head as he goes under the backboard, because he's so high up in the air when he's pinning balls against the backboard and so forth. And as good as that is, Pete, the reason I think that they could beat Jokic and the Denver Nuggets is that trade that you talked about that no one else thought they should do. Rudy Gobert. Yeah. I mean, Rudy had 13 rebounds, double-digit rebounds. You don't often see that against, for one player, of course, to have 13 rebounds against a rebounding machine like Jokic. I mean, the Joker is just an amazing athlete. He gets the ball down low. It's almost impossible to stop him if he does get it down there in the paint. And if he's playing defense, he's coming up with the rebound, but not against Rudy Gobert. Mm-hmm. So 13 rebounds, if they can do that again, please, Pete. And I just think that they are built to take on Denver. And if you take Denver out of this equation, you're going to win it all because I thought they were the ones to beat. And for you to win 106-99, yeah, says a lot about how Minnesota on the road too, Pete. Yeah. On the road.
Well, and I'll tell you, Oklahoma City is going to be a challenge if that's the team. That I'm just throwing it out there. I think they will be who they play next, but they're something special. And our guy Chet Holmgren's not so bad either at a 7-footer who can shoot from anywhere. He can dribble the ball the length of the court, and he can do all that stuff. All right, next up. So you've got another young guy out there who's pretty damn good, John. This guy that you and I were talking about a lot last year, but Ohtani just continues to just be absolutely magnificent. And the Dodgers got the opportunity to play another great team this year right now, record-wise. They were the top two. And you're sitting there going up against Atlanta, right? And Atlanta's a pretty damn good team. They're 20-12. Dodgers are 23-13. So it gives you an idea. These two are both just powerhouses. We've talked about salary caps in the past with Baltimore and what they've been able to do. These two teams actually pay a hell of a lot of money, but they get it out of their players. And Ohtani, I think, is the guy who's so daggone special. He left the Angels. He came over to the Dodgers. John, here's what he did just the other night. He had 4 hits against Atlanta. One of them was a home run that went 464 feet. 464 feet. It left the bat and was traveling at 111 miles per hour as it was flying out there. So, oh, by the way, that was the second home run of the day. So they go out there and they beat the Braves 4-3. They beat them again 11-2. They beat them again 5-1. So just to give you a little bit of the stats on Ohtani so far this year, he leads the league in batting average. He's tied for the top with home runs, 10 of them. He's got 25 RBIs, 52 hits, which also leads the league. I would say whatever they're paying him, it's probably not enough because this guy puts fans in the stands, number one, and gives you the opportunity to win almost every night that you go out there. And he hasn't been able to pitch. He's not going to pitch this year. But when he's able to do that as well, John, I think the Dodgers made a heck of a good move here. And I think the other folks out there that want to spend money in Major League Baseball, they're probably kicking themselves, whether it's the Mets or the Yankees or whoever. This is a guy you want on your team because he is a great player. And forget all that gambling crap. That's in the past. This is what matters, what he does at the plate. And the guy's amazing.
He is, Pete. And like you said, when you hit a ball 464 feet, what did Kevin Costner say, Pete? The last time I saw something go that far, it had a stewardess on it.
Yeah.
I guess it would be flight attendant now if I want to be politically correct. But wow, yeah, the guy is just amazing. And you've never heard a bad thing said about him, Pete. Outside of that gambling thing, you've never heard a bad thing from his teammates. They love him. They love the way he plays. They love the passion and how seriously he takes the games. So, and he's a big dude, Pete.
Yeah.
This is not some little guy that's just, all cranked up. This is a big man that is hitting those. And that's what it takes to hit it 464, I guess.
Well, and the amazing thing, John, is he's a lot like Anthony Edwards, where he's just that good and he's better than everybody else, kind of a thing. And, I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time, and I'm not saying Anthony Edwards is. It's going to be MJ for a long time. Michael Jordan is the best. He is the GOAT. But it's great to see players like this coming back into the game, right? To see Ohtani. That's why whenever the Angels would come to the Twins, John, I try to go to the games because you got to go see these guys. Anthony Edwards is playing 5 miles down the road from where I live. So you want to go see those kind of players. You and I used to go see MJ all the time, especially when they were going through all those great seasons. I missed the early parts where they struggled more with Detroit, but you and I would go to games when they were the powerhouse, and it's absolutely amazing to watch Michael play in person. I mean, I think he could play now at his age probably better than most of the NBA right now.
That's one of my favorites, Pete, when they say, well, how do you think the Bulls could do against, today's Lakers or today's Denver Nuggets? And he goes, I think we'd win, but I think we'd only win by about 2 or 3 points a game. And then they go, really? And he goes, yeah, but keep in mind, we're all over 60.